This is a quick anecdote to display how sharing the wealth begets more wealth. Based on my last reel, I was talking about where do we colonize in our lives? Where do we pay exploitation wages or support imperialism and exploitation in the food we buy, the clothes we buy, the wages we pay? We think we're getting a good deal when we're paying so little and we're actually suppressing another person's development and well-being. So I mentioned domestic workers in that last reel and how in South Africa, people pay exploitation wages to their domestic worker because that's just what everybody does. And of course, that's not fair. That's how we colonize in our own lives. So the anecdote is last week, I've been back after many years in India and traveling and on my pilgrimage, staying with my parents, and I asked my parents, what do we pay our domestic worker? And it wasn't enough. And that was the reason. I love my parents. They're not bad people. They're beautiful. But my mom was just like, that's what everyone pays. And I was like, Mom, okay, I'm going to add to the kitty. I'm going to contribute as well, and we're going to bring her payment up to something reasonable, a fair rate. My mom was like, okay, great. So last week I added and I gave her, and not that I'm some kind of hero, it's exactly what she deserved. And she was amazed by it. She was like, oh my God, and it really hurt me or struck me like, this is what this woman deserves, and it's like, anyway, so I felt so good doing it, right? When we give and we do things in equality and fairness, like equal energy exchange, it's beautiful. And within a week, today, okay, that was last week, and today, I've been trying to sell my property in Cape Town for years, and out of nowhere, I get the call that there's people that want to buy it, and they're offering me like way above asking, okay? And they currently also want to rent the place. And they just said, okay, I know you're asking this amount for rental, but we're going to give you more for the rental. I was just like, okay, there's abundance flowing in. So it's kind of like this false understanding that we have to penny pinch and exploit and get the best deal by squashing somebody else down because we think that's how we make or save money. But actually, when we're very open-handed and generous and fair, that's when wealth comes back to us. That's God's law. Of course, God's like, be generous, be giving, be fair. And then, your abundance, your outward abundance and your outward fairness is what generates your own abundance. So it's all the other way around. The more abundant and generous we are, the more we're actually given. So that's my little anecdote and encouragement to pay fair rates, support things that are local, support people and the economy of people and give them what they deserve, and support local. These big conglomerates, there's just a person being given an exploitation wage in the back room. Anyway, so that's the law of God.